I'm Nick Snow, watching government for Oil and Gas Journal in Washington, D.C. Amid loud celebrations of U.S. onshore oil and gas potential from tight shale formations, National Ocean Industries Association President Randall B. Luthi works hard to remind policymakers that what's waiting to be discovered and produced offshore still matters. He received some help when the National Petroleum Council said in its March 31st Arctic Potential Report that the U.S. has large offshore oil potential up there, quote, similar to Russia and larger than Canada and Norway, end quote, which could enhance national, economic, and energy security. Luthi lauded the study, noting that the lack of a sufficient U.S. Coast Guard presence and oil and gas industry spill response capacity up north is readily apparent. That's why Alaska and federal government regulators need to start working with producers to address this problem, he told OGJ on April 3rd. Right now, it's a chicken or egg question, he said, adding that a broad public-private partnership might be one solution. It helps that Alaska's senior U.S. Senator, Republican Lisa Murkowski, chairs both the Energy and Natural Resources Committee and the Appropriations Committee's Interior, Environment, and Related Agencies Subcommittee, Luthi added. He said a more immediate question as NOIA members prepared to visit Washington for the association's annual meeting April 15th through 17th is how to respond to the U.S. Department of the Interior's draft proposed 2017 through 22 Federal Outer Continental Shelf Management Program. Luthi said that in some respects, the Obama administration's outlook toward offshore oil and gas has improved in the president's second term. I think they're more comfortable, he told OGJ. There are more leaders who are managers now, and not as many who are concerned with political goals. They're also concerned about their legacy, Luthi continued. In this case, it's a dichotomy. On one hand, they don't want to be remembered as an administration which tried to put a lid on domestic oil and gas production. On the other, they're very concerned about possible climate impacts. Consequently, in the 2017-22 draft OCS proposals, DOI proposed a new Mid-Atlantic lease sale, quote, but it didn't make things easy, end quote, NOIA's president said. If a sale occurs, any leases would have to be at least 50 miles offshore, which would make exploration and development much more expensive. The draft proposed program also did not consider a lease sale in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, Luthi said. It should have included one should Congress decide to lift the moratorium there before 2022, he said. Top officials from federal agencies, which regulate NOIA member companies' operations, spoke at the annual meeting. 20 executives came in a day early for visits to personally state their cases, Luthi told OGJ. Several Republican senators apparently got the message. They introduced separate bills May 12th to schedule lease sales in the eastern Gulf of Mexico starting in 2018 and to require a minimum of 3 lease sales each over 5 years in the Beaufort and Chukchi Seas and Cook Inlet off Alaska. That's Watching Government for this week. In Washington, I'm Nick Snow for Oil and Gas Journal.